Live streamers often go out of their way to create dramatic spectacle for viewers, and unfortunately, some of these streamers take the showmanship a little too far, with there being many recorded instances of streamers behaving dangerously on camera and endangering the public in the process of doing so. And in a handful of cases, this has resulted in serious, costly legal problems for the streamers involved. Today we'll be looking at some of the highest profile cases of streamers getting arrested and detained for reckless on-stream activity, their run-ins with police being captured live and broadcasted to thousands around the world. These are the live-streamed arrests. This streamer arrest involves a self-described incel who would do just about anything to entertain his degenerate fan base. This is the Smooth Sanchez story. Born in 2001 and residing in Manhattan, New York City, Malik Sanchez gained a cult following in the edgy IRL streaming community. 18-year-old Malik went by the streamer name Smooth Sanchez and began to broadcast his antics roaming around New York City while harassing residents and getting into trouble in the process.
Could you answer me that question? Why am I the only one getting things done around here? Look, NPCs, you don't even want to acknowledge my question? Baby,
I swear I made eye contact
baby,
with him
make eye contact with me. Eye contact?
Okay,
Eye contact?
Get out of my face. I'm sorry. This is like...
Can I get your number?
No.
No, you should get a life. Maybe you should go back to the state that you came from. Your parents did a failure job with you. They did a failure job. You're a disgrace.
Smooth Sanchez was a boisterous, loudmouth New Yorker who pushed and went beyond every line imaginable in his streams, being encouraged to do so by his ravenous viewer base that would donate for him to do ridiculous stunts.
I gotta time this right, guys.
Day in and day out, Sanchez essentially humiliated himself and put himself in danger for money. Which of course leads us to the day that Malik's boneheaded live-streamed behavior got him arrested by the New York City police. One day in October of 2020, Malik was streaming in Queens, New York City when at around 4:45 p.m. he began to illegally climb up the nearly 350-foot tall Queensboro Bridge. Malik's self-stated goal for wanting to climb the bridge was so that he could be deemed the King of New York. During the incel's ascension up this bridge, chatters donated to his text-to-speech, causing racist messages to play from his speaker while he scaled up further. Malik Sanchez's live-streamed climb would begin to go viral on social media, causing more people to flock into the stream and witness this 2-bit daredevil risk his life for a handful of YouTube super chats.
John noted 13 goals and 37.
Thank you so much for that interaction. At least you know who the King of New York is. Shit. Many of these fools don't recognize. Undisputed King of IRL. What can I say, man? What can I say? This has been the time of my life. We have to cross this. I could fall right through these gaps, but we have to cross this to get up there to the top. Let's do it.
As you can see on the footage here, Sanchez had scaled up almost the entire bridge and was hundreds of feet up in the air. Falling from this height would almost certainly result in death, even if you landed in the river. A crowd of concerned citizens had formed beneath Malik and pled with him, trying to get him to come down. New York police officers arrived and made their way upwards towards Sanchez, risking their own lives to retrieve this reckless teenager who was putting himself in extreme danger for internet clout. As police began to close in on his bridge position, Malik Sanchez knew that he was about to get busted, and while live, he requested that his mother access the donations that he had been receiving through PayPal and use that to get him out of jail.
Oh, Mom, if anybody in my family is watching this, access all this donations through my PayPal. If I do get arrested, you know, access this and get the king back out in New York, please.
Officers would reach and detain Mr. Sanchez and pull him down off the bridge unharmed. He was charged with reckless endangerment, unlawful possession of a noxious substance related to the pepper spray, and criminal trespassing. He was also taken to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. The man would later be bailed out. Now you think old Malik, Smooth Sanchez, he would have learned his lesson after something like this. But no, unfortunately, this is only the beginning beginning of his degenerate bullshit. However, nothing lasts forever, and eventually Sanchez would get got for good. In February of 2021, Malik live-streamed himself at an outdoor seating area of a restaurant in New York's Flatiron District. And here, he would begin to publicly start yelling out terroristic threats.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bomb detonation in two minutes. I take you with me and I kill all you. I kill all you right now and I kill all you for Allah. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna Allah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for Allah. I'm going to do it for Allah. Allah.
After yelling this at two women that were at the restaurant, Sanchez fled the area and went about his normal sort of trolling antics. And he didn't face any immediate punishment the day of making these comments. However, apparently sometime later, the feds found this footage and didn't take his threats lightly. Months later, in April of 2021, Malik Sanchez was arrested and charged by federal authorities for perpetrating a hoax bomb threat. Apparently, a number of his videos were reviewed by the FBI, and the man was arrested in the process. After being detained, prosecutors argued that Sanchez should be held without bail due to his proclivity for creating dangerous IRL live streaming content. There was also concern after police had searched Malik and allegedly found 5 magazines fitting a Glock pistol. Taking recommendations from the prosecutor, the judge agreed to hold Sanchez without bail. In November of 2021, Malik Sanchez pled guilty to 1 count of converting false and misleading information in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1038, which carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. Malik's sentencing was in April of 2022. During the hearing, he apologized to the women he had threatened and said that his behavior was that of, quote, an immature and reckless child. Due to good behavior and acquiring his high school diploma since committing the crime, Malik managed to avoid jail time and was ultimately sentenced to serve 3 years of supervised release. And it appears as if Malik has learned his lesson after being wrapped up with the feds, as he hasn't been live since. This story involves a careless and inconsiderate drunk driver live streaming themselves on Periscope. This is the arrest of Whitney Beal. On a Friday night in Lakeland, Florida, in October of 2015, 23-year-old Whitney Beal was live streaming herself on Periscope at a local bar. After finishing her drinks, the woman makes one of the worst decisions imaginable and loads up in her vehicle and heads home and live streams the entire drive, considerably drunk.
Hi guys. If you're not new, I'm driving home drunk.
The idiotic woman even commenting to the viewers of her stream how she might get arrested for a DUI. That would be so crazy, right?
Let's see if I get a DUI. In the USA, people, let's see if I get a DUI. I don't think I will. I really don't.
And this was one of those rare circumstances where the live stream chat was actually giving this woman good advice, encouraging her to pull over and stop. She faded. Bad move. Hey, call a cab. I hope this is a joke. It is so sick to say that you're drunk and drive a vehicle. Ticket, you're about to die. Whitney would continue her drunken drive around Lakeland for close to an hour, rambling about. Throughout the stream, many indicators of this woman being completely plastered are apparent, such as her stopping at a green light and the car behind her literally honking at her constantly.
Driving drunk is not cool.
The woman was so fucked up, she was asking her chat how to drive.
Please supervise me because I feel like I'm not driving straight right now.
The drunken romp eventually becomes destructive after the woman drives through a street sign in the median of the road, puncturing her front tire in the process.
Get into the neurologist. Oh my god. I really hope I don't aim. I hope really. I'm a fucking tire.
Chad continued to plead with her to stop. This is a bad idea. Why are you doing this? Watch her previous post. She torn a street sign down. Seriously, you gotta stop. You're embarrassing yourself. When it became clear that Whitney wouldn't listen to them, chatters took matters into their own hands and made calls to the police. Police would receive numerous 911 calls about Whitney from the viewers. Around this time, Whitney had gotten lost in a residential neighborhood and was low on fuel and also had a flat tire.
Can I help you?
Hi there. I just saw a girl on Periscope driving drunk. She doesn't know where she is, and she's driving really fast.
What is Periscope?
Periscope is something that people broadcast live.
You want to send me the link? I'll see if I can figure out where she's at and get somebody with her to check on her.
Officers were able to review the live stream footage and use that street sign that she ran over as like a way to determine where she was at. And eventually, Whitney Beale was tracked down by police and pulled over. The drunk woman refused a breathalyzer and completely failed the sobriety test that she was administered. Whitney Beale was arrested at the scene and charged with a DUI. In February of 2016, Whitney pled no contest to driving under the influence. She received a 6-month license suspension, 10 days of vehicle impoundment, and 12 months probation. She was also issued 150 hours of community service and 10 days of weekend work release. This is one of the most fucked up things you could do, and it's a miracle that this woman didn't kill somebody, but yeah, that's the story of the dumb woman that live streamed herself fucking drunk as hell while driving. The inclusion of this next story should come to no surprise for those of you invested in the lore of live streaming. It's the time when Ice Poseidon got swatted while boarding a plane. Ice Poseidon, real name Paul Danino, doesn't need much of an introduction. The man is essentially popular for popularizing IRL streaming as a genre. You know, going around in public, interacting with strangers, and just sort of seeing what happens.
What do we have here? Let's see. We got Content City.
Let's go check it out.
We got Content City, Ghent, Belgium. They said this was a college town. The viewers who live in Belgium, they said this was a college town. Where the girls at? Where the content at?
Ice Poseidon's IRL streaming content was unpredictable to say the least. Not only in the sense that random passerbys added to the chaos of the content, but you also had thousands of people watching the stream at home who would inadvertently know his location just by looking at things around him in the stream. And using this, geographic information, they could track down where he was and mess with him directly.
Okay, what's her number? Hi.
I'm getting about 30 calls about you on my phone, and I'm a gangster. So you better fucking leave here right now before there's trouble with yourself. You understand that? You're fucking with the mob over here. You better leave now. Got it?
I apologize.
You better leave now.
What's going on?
The sooner you leave, the better.
Okay. I will be gone then. I will be gone.
You're not gone yet. As soon as you go, you better go now.
I will be gone. Thank you very much for your business.
Ice's IRL streams were sniped on many occasions by his various clout-chasing streamer orbiters, known as Andys, and just fans in general. But what I want to focus on in particular in regard to interfering with Ice's IRL streams were the various SWATs called to the locations that he would visit. Ice Poseidon was hands down one of the most swatted streamers in live streaming history. This being because when IRL streaming, his public location was easy to surmise.
Yo, get a CX design. I want to sell shirts. I'm gonna sell shirts again. CX shirts again here on YouTube, so.
Everybody okay
Yeah.
here? Yeah. Have you tried to shoot somebody today?
No.
No?
Step out.
And unfortunately, it would be these frequent swattings that essentially ended Ice Poseidon's career as a Twitch live streamer. In April of 2017, Ice Poseidon was live streaming at the Los Angeles airport as he prepared to board a plane to Austin, Texas to attend the DreamHack gaming convention. And while performing this live stream, Ice Poseidon makes the stupid mistake of allowing his stream to see the gate number of his flight. And unfortunately for Ice, after boarding this plane and taking off, one of his live stream trolls would call the police and claimed that Paul Danino was about to blow up the plane that he just got on with a bomb.
Thank you for calling American Airlines. How can I personally assist you today?
Yes, hi. I just saw a post by a friend of mine, and it looks like he might have smuggled a bomb on his plane.
As a result of this bomb threat, the plane was forced to immediately land in Phoenix, Arizona. And what happens next is really one of the most infamous moments in IRL streaming history, with law enforcement boarding the plane and Ice Poseidon facing the, sinking reality that one of his trolls had just caused this plane to land from a bomb threat.
Paul?
Yeah.
Want to stand up?
Of course.
Grab that. Give me an electronic. Can you step out here? Boss, take that.
Hey, the lights on, right?
Oh, we got a 101 in the mail.
After it was discovered Ice was indirectly responsible for the bomb threat, he was detained and interrogated by the FBI.
What you mean, dude? We just got fucking interrogated by the FBI for some bullshit fucking reason. Like, fuck off.
The entire incident naturally being quite the stressful circumstance for Paul. Miraculously, Ice Poseidon walked away from this situation without facing any charges. After being let go by the FBI, he booked a hotel in Phoenix and opted to skip out of getting another flight to DreamHack out of fear of trolls calling in another bomb threat. By this point, the footage of Ice getting swatted went viral on social media, and the man was getting bombarded with news interviews. The story had become quite a PR disaster for Twitch itself as well. With the publicity building, Ice began to fear that this incident would result in his Twitch channel getting banned. And sadly for Ice, his suspicions were correct. As a result of this fan-issued bomb threat, Ice Poseidon was permanently banned from Twitch and remains so to this day. Despite the incident not directly being Ice's fault, it appears Twitch doesn't want to have anything to do with the streamer and his toxic fanbase. He's appealed his ban on numerous occasions, all these appeals being denied. In May of 2022, former Ice Poseidon associate and live streamer Miskiff would reveal that Ice Poseidon's swatter was later arrested and jailed for the incident. The swatter reportedly being given 10 years in jail.
What I've heard, the guy that did that bomb threat is in jail for 10 years. He is in jail. You do not fuck with the FBI. You just don't do it. They are way better than you at anything. I think that guy was, yeah. I'm pretty sure they caught him and he's in jail for good.
Ice Poseidon continues to stream today on other platforms, but his career was permanently stunted after being banned as a result of this incident. Before we get into our next story, a brief word from today's sponsor. Some of the streamers featured in today's video faced extreme cybercrime threats such as doxing and swatting, and you too could be at risk of cyber miscreants trying to steal your personal data and violate your privacy. That's why you need today's sponsor, Guardio. Guardio is a browser extension that acts as a digital watchdog while you're surfing the web, protecting you as you browse by blocking malicious downloads, shielding your personal data, and detecting scam sites and phishing attempts in real time. After you download Guardio, the app will perform an initial scan, and you might be surprised at what you find. Begin a free trial, and Guardio will remove any threats that it found with the click of a button. My personal favorite Guardio feature is the dashboard. Guardio's dashboard clearly displays alerts related to dangerous sites blocked, hijacking attempts, and more. Here you can see Guardio identified my email addresses as being subject to 2 data leaks, one of which being somewhat recent. Definitely gonna change those passwords now that I know that. I took care of those breaches, and Guardio will let me know in real time if any new ones ever occur. Now I know some of you are watching this ad thinking, hey, my browser already does all of this stuff natively. Well, you're wrong about that. Guardio blocks 100 times the sites that Google does and detects them faster. By the time Google or one of its competitors recognizes a site as a scam and removes it, it's already too late. Thousands have fallen victim, none of which were using Guardio to protect themselves. With Guardio equipped, you can rest assured knowing you're browsing with top-of-the-line online security at the best value possible. You guys can get the Guardio extension right now and begin your 7-day free trial. Begin your Guardio premium scan by going to guard.io/wavywebsurf. My link gets you 20% off a monthly Guardio subscription. The link is in the description box. This next live-streamed arrest incident involves a Zoom court hearing where a man is arrested during the proceedings. It's the story of Kobe Harris. During the COVID-19 pandemic, court hearings couldn't proceed in public due to social distancing. Therefore, Zoom court was created. And you've all probably seen some of the viral clips that came out of the Zoom era of court.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Why
We'll
would that?
discuss that in a little bit. What kind of idiot logs into court like that?
And while there's been a plethora of laugh-out-loud moments and memes born out of these live-streamed court hearings, there's been one pretty disturbing incident that was recorded. In March of 2021, Kobe Harris, a Michigan man, was accused of assaulting his girlfriend, Mary Lindsay. The man had allegedly used a crowbar to attack her. As a result of this, Kobe was issued a no-contact order barring him from communicating or being near his girlfriend. And he was scheduled to appear in court over a Zoom call that was being live-streamed. At some point before the Zoom hearing, prosecutor of the case, Deborah Davis, had been tipped off that Kobe wasn't only breaking his contact order, he was attending the Zoom court call within the same household as his girlfriend. The prosecutor brought this tip to the judge's attention and wanted to make sure that the girlfriend was safe and that Kobe wasn't in the same house as her.
Your Honor, I have reason to believe that the defendant is in the same apartment as the complaining witness right now, and I'm extremely scared for her safety. And the fact that she's looking off to the side and he's moving around, I want some confirmation that she is safe before we continue.
All right, what are you on, a laptop or a phone?
Me?
Yes.
Phone.
All right, I want you to walk out to the front of the house, show me the house number on the house.
Why? I don't even think this phone has the charge for that, sir. I'm at like 2% right now.
Your Honor. We're knocking at the door right now for Miss.
What?
The police are at Miss apartment right now, knocking on the door.
All right. Would you go answer the door?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
You take your phone with you so that I know you're okay.
So it appears Mr. Harris is there at that house?
I believe so, Your Honor. We would ask that his bond be canceled.
Yeah, so we'll confirm what we're gonna find here.
Moments later, police would enter the residence, and Kobe had been caught breaking the no-contact order red-handed.
Yes?
Your Honor, me and both don't want the no contact. I asked if that be dropped. I'm sorry I lied to you. I knew the cops were outside. I don't know why I lied to
Mr.
you.
Harris? My advice is don't say anything else. Take the cigarette out of your mouth. The hearing is adjourned. Your bond is canceled.
The contact order violating man would appear on a subsequent Zoom call that discussed his fate.
To bind the matter over, and your attorney's going to argue the other way. Would you like an opportunity?
Yeah, I'd like to fire my attorney and represent myself for the rest of this case, please, because he hasn't done anything that I've asked him. I sent him a whole paper of questions to ask her and asked him to come see me before this court date. He hasn't. Paul Gibson's a dude, and he should not practice this profession because he's not doing anything for.
All right, well, that went well.
The sad reality of the situation was that because of this abusive relationship, even with legal barriers protecting her, Mary Lindsay still felt that she had to let her boyfriend stay with her. But thankfully, the keen prosecutor sussed this out in that call and got the judge and police on board, getting Kobe locked up again. The clip of Kobe's Zoom arrest would go viral online, and in the wake of this, Mary Lindsay would set up a donation drive on Facebook to further help her get away from her abusive boyfriend. I want my fundraiser to be able to raise awareness of what a victim goes through, the reasons they stay, why it's so scary to leave. I also want people to understand why an abuser is the way they are. You aren't just born a monster, someone or something makes you that way. People need to know why they both would put themselves through so much pain, either emotionally or physically, and stop the judgments and criticism of either party. Please realize that fear isn't the only reason someone stays in a situation like that. They truly love the person and believe the other partner loves them as they say they do. The fundraiser resonated with many, and Mary would end up accumulating $9,725 for the cause. Our next individual arrested on a live stream might come as a surprise to some of you: Shia LaBeouf. Easily one of the most prolific and beloved actors in Hollywood, Shia unfortunately has had many legal issues pop up over the years. He's been arrested on multiple occasions for incidents involving disorderly conduct, harassment, public intoxication, obstruction, and the list goes on. The Shia LaBeouf arrest incident that we're discussing was not only live streamed, it turned out to be one of the more important moments in internet meme history. I'm of course referring to the infamous "He Will Not Divide Us" protest. On January 20th of 2017, after Donald Trump had been elected president, Shia LaBeouf created a live performance art piece, which involved him and others setting up a 24-hour live stream outside of the Museum of Moving Images in Queens, New York City. "He Will Not Divide Us" was all about protesting the election of Donald Trump, with Shia LaBeouf's goal essentially to have this live stream going on and people protesting his election for the entirety of the man's 4-year term. On the first day of "He Will Not Divide Us," hundreds of people showed up on stream, almost all of which were protesting Trump, some attendees even having a degree of fame to them like Jaden Smith. And the day-to-day activities of "He Will Not Divide Us" pretty much included a bunch of anti-Trumpers chanting together, "He will not divide us. He will not divide us. He will not divide us," for hours and hours over and over again, you know.
He will not divide us. 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 He will not divide us.
It quickly went viral online. The "He Will Not Divide Us" story began to spread like wildfire. One tweet covering the event garnered over 120,000 likes and 61,000 retweets within 72 hours. Shia LaBeouf started an anti-Trump livestream that will run for 4 years. Hashtag "He Will Not Divide Us." Soon, YouTubers would begin uploading highlight footage from the "He Will Not Divide Us" stream, bringing even more eyes to the project. But not all who discovered "He Will Not Divide Us" were fans. Eventually, the event would be met with detractors, infiltrated by pro-Trump trolls and 4chan memers holding signs on stream featuring Pepe the Frog as well as graffitiing "Kek" on the museum wall, both of which being symbols that have been, by the mainstream media, associated with the alt-right over the years. And Shia would begin to get frustrated with these trolls, and his anger would show on camera. Shia's rage would begin to boil over on January 22nd when a troll ran in front of the livestream camera to loudly send praise to Kek. Shia gets in the young man's face and screams, "He will not divide us," while wiggling his head around looking like a complete maniac.
He will not divide us. 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 He will not divide us.
The young troll refused to back down, and this clip became one of the more absurd occurrences captured on the live stream. And more Shia public freakout style incidents would pop up as a result of this stream. Footage from the incident shows a man holding a cell phone inviting Shia over to take a picture with him. And as Shia poses for the camera, this individual yells out, "Hitler did nothing wrong," which naturally caused Shia to push the man away, disgusted by his presence and words.
Hey, Shia. Hey. What's up? Bang, bang. Hitler did nothing wrong. Hey. Why do you attack me?
And as people saw that they were able to provoke Shia in this way, it only made things worse, with more trolls coming and trying to stir shit up, leading to the incident that ultimately results in Shia LaBeouf getting arrested. On the evening of January 25th, just after midnight, while a large group was seen crowded around the live stream, Shia allegedly pushed a 25-year-old man off camera, allegedly grabbing him by a scarf and scratching him in the process. Although Shia was just out of view of the live stream when this happened, the accosted man was recorded claiming that Shia had hit him.
It will not divide us. 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 I didn't hit anybody, all right?
Around 20 minutes later, police officers approached the group that was around the live stream. And it's at this point that Shia himself was handcuffed as a result of the scarf incident. He was cuffed and taken into custody. As a result of this "he will not divide us" scuffle, Shia was charged with misdemeanor assault. He was released hours later and would promptly go right back to the "He Will Not Divide Us" livestream. Unfortunately, this would be the last time Shia was arrested as a result of his project. As a result of the trolling and bizarre clips publicized about this event, "He Will Not Divide Us" turned out to be quite the failure, with it being overrun by rabble-rousers within a matter of weeks. "He Will Not Divide Us" was eventually moved to another secret location, which was promptly uncovered by 4chan and trolled again. The project would continuously move around until becoming mostly irrelevant in 2018. And that's pretty much the legacy of Shia LaBeouf getting arrested at "He Will Not Divide Us." Our next story involves a beloved old-school Call of Duty YouTuber getting busted for pot while live streaming. This is the White Boy 7th Street story. White Boy 7th Street, real name Alexander, was born July 16, 1990. A Milwaukee, Wisconsin native, White Boy got his nickname after a large family had moved down the block from his house on 7th Street. He would become close friends with this group, and due to him being the only Caucasian out of the bunch, his friends started calling him White Boy. Combine that with 7th Street and you get White Boy 7th Street. White Boy started getting into Call of Duty shortly after the death of his father in senior year of high school. White Boy's father's passing left him depressed, and the way that he dealt with this depression was by spending hours upon hours a day playing Call of Duty. After graduating high school, White Boy got even more bad news after learning that his mother had been diagnosed with breast cancer. The man would take care of her full time while also maintaining his YouTube channel. And over time, White Boy would foster a die-hard YouTube community. Sadly, White Boy wouldn't get to enjoy much of his early YouTube growth, as around the time of his channel becoming popular, his mother passed away from cancer. Now parentless, it's said White Boy coped with this family tragedy in various ways, often smoking weed and gaming excessively to keep the loss off of his mind. But things weren't all bad. Thanks to the success of White Boy's Modern Warfare 2 videos, he would rocket from 1,800 subscribers to close to 3,700. His popularity eventually landing him a contract with Machinima, essentially turning YouTube into a money-making opportunity for him now. It was at this point that Alex decided to commit to YouTube full-time, and the rest is history. White Boy 7th Street now has over 2 million subscribers and is considered by many a Call of Duty commentary legend. But there has been trouble in paradise, which leads us to the time that White Boy 7th Street got swatted and arrested. At some point, Alex's home address got leaked onto the internet, and he found himself getting harassed quite frequently, with pizzas being delivered to his house and Craigslist ads being published asking people to meet at his address.
The first time I got swatted, my address was leaked, and they posted on Craigslist that there's a TV I don't want, come pick it up, first come, first serve, and they also sent a bunch of pizzas to my house.
When you become big enough on YouTube, it's only a matter of time before someone, really has it out for you and wants to fuck with you personally. And sadly, there was somebody out there like that. They called in a SWAT to his house. White Boy has been swatted 3 times, and it's the 3rd time that we're most interested in covering. On August 17th of 2014, an anonymous virtual miscreant called the authorities and made claims that Alex was in a precarious situation and had killed his girlfriend, and stated that he planned to shoot any officers that arrived. As a result of this, local police stormed his house while the man was live streaming playing DayZ.
Hold on, guys, give me a second here. I'm gonna relog right now. Give me one moment, guys.
Now what's messed up about this is while police are in here performing this bogus SWAT, they end up taking a look around and actually find some weed in his house, with the cops allegedly discovering close to 30 grams of pot, which was grounds for Alex to be arrested along with his girlfriend who was living with him. The couple faced felony charges of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. The day after being arrested, Alex and his girlfriend were bailed out. Fortunately, prosecutors would take a hard look at this case and decided to drop the charges, apparently fearing they would have difficulty, legally justifying the search for weed in the middle of a fraudulent SWAT. In the meantime, the video footage of Alex being swatted went viral on social media and even made the front page of Reddit, the clip becoming one of the most infamous swatting videos in internet history. 3 years after the SWAT in 2017, Alex would release a video giving details about his swatting experience, claiming that he couldn't really say much about it before, as his lawyers advised him to stay quiet about everything.
It's been 3.5 years since I was swatted, and I haven't really said anything on the matter because my lawyer advised against that for the first 3 years. So we're in the clear in terms of time frame, and it's just not a fun memory. It's not something I like thinking about. I still remember the bald police officer with the assault rifle kneeling by my bush, shotguns pointed at my face, dogs barking, pistols drawn. One thing I want to make very clear, it is not a prank. I hate when swatting and prank is in the same sentence. It's attempted murder.
In this video, Alex claims that his swatter was from Ireland, and unfortunately they couldn't really do anything to penalize the guy.
One of my swatters was a kid in Ireland. It's hard to expedite. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that guy, that loser. One of them did get arrested, but it was a few months, served time. He was a rich white kid or something, and he eventually, got off with a slap on the wrist, basically.
While this swatting experience was certainly traumatic, I'm pleased to say that White Boy 7th Street continues to make videos to this day and appears to be doing well. Our next story involves one of Ice Poseidon's many proteges, Chicken Andy, a man who was arrested after playing racist TTS messages in public. Chicken Andy rose to relevance in the IRL streaming genre after he purchased Ice Poseidon's pet chicken and was given the nickname Chicken Andy. Yes, that's the story of how this guy got his online fame. And for those of you that don't know, in Ice Poseidon's community, these little sort of orbiter underling streamers that get their fame from him are referred to as Andy. There was Mexican Andy, Asian Andy, Arab Andy, Burger Andy, etc. Much like Ice Poseidon, Chicken Andy was a troublemaking IRL streamer, but the guy really turned things up to the next level. Chicken is known for live streaming riots that took place in LA after the death of George Floyd, and is also known for his RV trips alongside IRL streamer Only Use Me Blade and others. The man was no stranger to finding himself in confrontational situations with strangers, putting himself in danger in the process. Which of course brings us to the scenario involving racist text-to-speech messages contributing to Chicken getting in trouble with law enforcement. During the summer of 2021, Chicken Andy began streaming with his then-girlfriend Scuffed Alice, the two making content together throughout the summer and early fall. It all begins on September 11th of 2021 when Andy was streaming outside of Atlanta, Georgia in College Park. In preparation for a music festival that him and his girlfriend were about to attend, his girlfriend would visit a nail salon in this area as Andy waited outside and got food. And some time passes and eventually Andy decides that he wants to go in the nail salon and check on his girlfriend, but when he tries to open the door, he finds that it's locked.
Huh. That's weird. They like closed up their fucking shop. What? Really? Oh shit. People are fucking calling them so fucking much.
He then gives his girlfriend a call, who gives him an update on the situation.
What the fuck? What the fuck happened?
Hello?
Where are you?
I'm inside.
Dude, they locked their fucking doors. They don't want me there?
Just stay out there.
Okay, tell them I'm so sorry. Oh god.
So at this point, Chicken Andy decides that he's just gonna wait outside for his girlfriend and try to find somewhere to eat. And like the moment he sits down and starts eating, things just start getting uncomfortable. A guy in the parking lot comes up to him and asks if he could borrow his phone, and Chicken Andy sort of like rudely replies no. And when the guy says it's a life or death thing, he says, "I'd prefer death."
You got a phone on you?
What's up?
You got a phone on you?
A what?
Phone.
Yeah, but it's like locked and stuff.
No, I was trying to use it because it was life.
I don't. I learned my lesson last time. I got robbed last time letting someone use my phone. I can't let anyone use my phone. It pisses me off.
Yeah, but it was life or death.
It was life or death?
Yeah.
I'll take death.
Yeah.
And what you'll find is that Andy wasn't a big hit with the locals, as while he's sitting in this parking lot eating, his chat is playing off loud racist text-to-speech messages that are being heard by people in the public around him.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Donate that stuff.
So what y'all streaming some racist shit in my shit?
No.
And eventually this leads to a somewhat violent confrontation.
That fucking shit up.
Andy tried to explain to these passerbys that he didn't have control over what the chat was saying, but they weren't having any of it.
No, it's not racist. Yeah. No, it's not racist. No, I don't control what they do. You check your shit. You can't control what? I can't control what they do.
As the racist text-to-speech messages continued to play, some of these people would start calling police, and eventually Andy's stream just shut off. Shortly after, Chicken Andy appears again on camera, this time being recorded by his girlfriend as officers are arresting him for loitering. Curiously, Andy appeared to have a bruise around his eye in this recording, indicating that some sort of scuffle might have occurred when the cameras were turned off. Andy was arrested and taken into custody. Sometime later, Chicken Andy would show up on camera again, this time in a jail cell, and the bruise around his eye looked significantly worse.
I just got off the phone with JJ. JJ is gonna come here and he's gonna put up the money for us. If we don't have the money, we have to wait here till court. We have to wait till court, which is Monday.
It was clear that the guy took some licks. While in the jail cell, he updates his audience about what had happened and how he was going to get out.
Alice and I both have to pay. I'm arrested for loitering when I didn't loiter because I had business there. So I'm gonna fucking press charges, and I'm pressing fucking charges.
On September 13th, just 2 days later, Chicken Andy was released from jail and explained the situation further to his stream, claiming that he had a court date to go to and that he did indeed get jumped by people in the parking lot, and that's how he got that bruise on his eye.
I'm free to go. No shade to anyone else, all the store owners, nothing towards them. They're all cool. Even though I got jumped, I didn't see who jumped me, so that shit's irrelevant to me.
In the end, this situation resulted in Andy having to pay a $200 fine, and that was about it. And as far as the individuals that allegedly assaulted Andy, I don't think anything legally ever became of that. Whatever the case, this incident was nothing more than a bump in the road for Chicken Andy, and he continues to stream to this day. Our next story is that of Trick2G, a League of Legends streamer who was apparently swatted during his 800,000 follower celebration stream. Trick2G, aka Timothy Foley, was born March 13, 1984 in Navarre, Florida. The man is a League of Legends streamer on Twitch known for his comical theatrics and unpredictable persona.
That's how I play! Disrespect!
Trick2G had mastery over his community and frequently interacted directly with fans while on livestream. At the time, Trick was popular for his Sub Wars series, where he pitted his lowest ranked subscribers against each other within the League of Legends game, with Trick broadcasting their matches in front of hundreds of people, commentating and helping these players get better at the same time. But it wasn't him commentating these low-rank League matches that got him in this video. Trick is in here because of a viral clip that was circulating around the internet in 2015. In August of 2015, Trick2G was live on Twitch celebrating his channel reaching 800,000 followers. He was hosting a 24-hour celebration stream with thousands in the audience. But in the last hours of this stream, viewers witnessed what was at the time a terrifying turn of events. Trick2G appeared to have been swatted at the end of his live stream.
Just go stick.
Police! Hands! Police! Get up! Get up!
Yo, what the fuck?
The SWAT resulting in Trick being dragged away from his desk by two heavily armed police officers as he resisted their aggressive detainment. Trick's stream was left running momentarily as he was taken away. The cops then killed the live stream feed. Fans who were viewing this panicked and feared for the worst. The swatting clip was quickly circulated around the internet as folks clamored for some sort of update. And they would get an update sometime later from Trick2G's manager. Apparently, this whole swatting thing was fake. It was a big hoax. It was staged, and the police featured in the video were actors. Trick perpetrated this as a way to end his big 24-hour 800K follower celebration stream with a bang. After this was announced, fans were relieved that Trick was okay, and a lot of people actually found it to be quite funny. However, Twitch didn't see things this way. After discovering that the SWAT was a hoax, Twitch outright banned Trick2G's channel indefinitely, just days after reaching his 800K milestone. Trick2G's manager put out a response to the ban. Trick is an entertainer, and that is just how it is. He streams 12 to 14 hours a day and brings constant laughter throughout each and every stream. Now, I know some of you are saying it's not funny to make a joke about being swatted. There is always someone that thinks their only sense of humor is what matters, and if they don't think it's funny, then it couldn't possibly be. If you saw the stream, there were theatrics the whole time. We had sailor girls, pirate girls, singing bears, singing pigs, prize wheels. His stream was from 3 p.m. Friday to 3 p.m. Saturday. I can't imagine a SWAT team waiting for someone to finish a stream, not to mention the actors were the same people on stream from the day before setting up. I don't know what to tell you other than if it offends one person, it must be wrong. We have lost the right to comedy. And many online at the time echoed the sentiment expressed by Trick's manager. Who am I gonna watch on Twitch now? It was a silly prank. It wasn't even that serious though. Hashtag free Trick. What's the story? What did he get banned? I call BS no matter what you tell me. Hashtag free Trick. Twitch needs to free hashtag free Trick. But Trick wasn't impervious to criticism. Some had more negative views on what he did. Whoever that person is stupid as fuck. How is it being oversensitive when it's a traumatizing experience for real SWATs? While some felt Trick's shenanigans to be in bad taste, it was clear the man didn't intend any disrespect with his actions. And it seemed as if he was just trying to make light of the dark topic that swatting was at the time. Most Twitch viewers wanted Trick to be unbanned. Trick2G was rumored to have been banned for 4 months, but that turned out not to be the case, as thanks to the outcry from fans, Trick2G was unbanned just a day later. I reckon this was back when Twitch actually listened to its community. Well, you made it to the end. Those were the live streamed arrests. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below in the comment section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.